Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple finally announced WWDC 2023, or the Worldwide Developer Conference. It was announced today. We'll talk about more specifics in a moment, but I wanted to talk about when it is, what to expect, what software updates we can expect with the next versions of iOS, macOS, and many other things such as hardware and more. Now, WWDC 2023, or the Worldwide Developer Conference, was announced for June 5th, 2023 through the 9th. If we go to developer.apple.com, we can see all the details there. And it says, mark your calendars for an exhilarating week of technology and community. Be among the first to learn the latest about Apple platforms, technologies, and tools. You'll also have the opportunity to engage with Apple experts and other developers, all online and at no cost. So it will be online, but we'll have some in-person attendance for media, developers, and students, just like we did the past couple of years. It looks like the keynotes will now be online, no in-person keynotes for the most part. If we scroll down here, you can see it says special event at Apple Park. In addition, Apple will host a special all-day event for developers and students on June 5th at Apple Park. Watch the keynote and State of the Union videos together, meet some of the teams at Apple, celebrate great apps at Apple Design Award ceremony, and enjoy activities into the evening. So you can learn more about that. And of course, like every year, we have the Swift Student Challenge. So it says, calling all talented students, show us your creativity and passion for coding to be selected for an award. Apply by April 19th. So again, this is at developer.apple.com. And you can see here, the first thing we can think is maybe this icon here or sort of design references a lens or the shape of the expected AR VR headset that Apple's been working on. Many people have said that's what we could expect to see there for our first introduction to it. So we could see that along with Reality OS, the operating system that runs this, or it could be called XROS. We don't really know, but much of the code in recent iOS versions hints at Reality OS. So we'll see that, but we'll also see what I'm most excited about is iOS 17. Now, as far as supported devices, there hasn't been a ton of news about what to expect as far as that goes. Most speculation hints that if Apple drops any support at all, it would be for the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10. So they would drop support for their oldest devices, but not necessarily the XS or XS Max. So we're not really sure 100% until they actually announce it, but there haven't been a whole lot of leaks or rumors regarding that specifically. So we can expect at least similar support. If they drop any, it will be for the 8 Plus, 8, and 10. So hopefully we don't see them drop any support, but they have the least amount of RAM and oldest processors, so that would make the most sense if they get rid of any of them altogether. Now, iOS 17 was originally expected to be basically more of a stability update, but some recent news actually says, according to Mark Gurman, that it's going to finally get some of the most requested features. So that could mean finally we get split view like we have on the iPad, where instead of just having picture-in-picture for things like YouTube, we could finally have two apps running at once. And not everyone even gets picture-in-picture with YouTube. So if we go into YouTube and we play the iOS 16.4 is out video, you'll see there it went into the dynamic island for some reason instead of picture-in-picture, and this is on 16.5 beta 1. So sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. I have picture-in-picture enabled, but it's just been hit or miss. I would love to have split view built into the system so we can have two apps, top and bottom, or even sideways, so that we could use it just like we do on the iPad. Many people that I asked on the Twitter community actually mentioned that their top features would be battery enhancements. Now that could be something that helps us better manage battery, different settings to better manage the overall health, but also manage battery life in general, maybe with just a single switch. So things like dark mode could maybe be turned on to have a completely black background to help eliminate some of that extra battery usage and make it last longer throughout the day. And I think one of the things we really want, most of us want, is stability at this point. Apple has really seemed to be going downhill a little bit with stability, and that's unlike Apple. I would expect them to really fix that like we did with macOS years ago. We had a stability update, so hopefully we see a few nice features, but more stable OS. So that's really what I'm looking forward to most. Of course, we'll see updates with iPadOS. We'll also see watchOS 10, macOS 14, tvOS, and HomePodOS 17, along with probably that Reality OS or XROS, whatever Apple decides to call it. Additionally, we could see some hardware announcements. And while hardware announcements are fairly rare at WWDC, we are expecting a 15-inch MacBook Air. Now, this could be announced. This is the 13-inch, but we could see that maybe at WWDC along with the updated Mac Pro that's been missing for quite some time. Apple is said to be getting rid of the Mac Studio and replacing it with the Mac Pro. So that makes a lot of sense. And of course, we should see that AR or VR headset finally, but many people are unsure about what it could actually bring to make it convincing enough to be better than, say, Oculus or maybe some of the others out there with the Vive headset. And it's expected to cost around $3,000 to start early on. So this is something that we'll have to just wait and see what Apple's come up with. But I just wanted to let you know about WWDC, that it's finally announced. iOS 17 is expected to be showing up there. Of course, we'll have a final release of all that software and iPhones and updates like that and more, usually in September. So typically in the first few weeks of September is when we'll get those updates released to the public. But of course, we'll have betas up until that point. Let me know what you're most excited for at WWDC. Is it iOS? Is it something new? Mac Pro or more? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll link both of these wallpapers in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.